Y'all already know it's about that time, bruh. It's about that time to make a video on this topic because I actually been wanting to talk about this, but this shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This shit is just getting out of hand, bruh. So we finna get into this thing. So I know a lot of people. I know a lot of y'all. Damn, stuttering like a motherfucker. I know a lot of y'all been hearing about the whole bullshit that's been going on right now with abortion, bruh. And apparently 50 states, I think it's 50 states, has passed to ban abortion. And I think that shit is bullshit. You feel me? Like, that's fucked up. And I just think it's about that time for us, especially as men, as the privilege that we have as men, to speak up upon this situation, bruh, because it's fucked up. And I think that for anybody to try to give any type of leverage to tell a woman what they can and cannot do with their body, I think that's bullshit, bruh. Like, you have no right to tell a woman what they should do with their body. If they want to get an abortion, they have every right to do so. In right minds, you gotta really think about the long-term effect of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because with this ban that they approved of, it's not only going to affect, you feel me, your girlfriend, your wife. It's going to affect the future generation to come. You feel me? It's going to affect your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren. You got to think of the long-term effect about it. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people will say, oh my God, you can't do it because, you know, it's a child. They're still in the woody. They're still, you know, they're still a kid. They need to do all, like, bruh, come on, bruh. Don't matter. Think about it like this. For the people who tell people, well, for the people who agree that they should have banned it and people shouldn't get it, are you going to be there to support the child if she end up having it? You feel me? Are you going to be there? Because I'm pretty sure for the people who are supporting it and saying that they shouldn't get an abortion, you're not going to be there to help them financially, are you? If they're going through it, are you? I didn't think so. So what gives you the right to try to bash or tell women what they can and cannot do with their body? Think about it like this, bro. Think about the long picture, right? What if the woman were to have a kid, or she were to get pregnant? What if she's going through a financial situation, a mental situation? Maybe she's not, you know, mental health is a very serious thing, and for some odd reason, this dumbass country do not take it seriously, even though it's very serious. But if a woman has a mental health, or just in general, they just can't take care of the child. So when they do have that child, think about it like this. When they have that child, the kid has to suffer if the woman don't want the kid. You feel me? Or if the woman and the dad don't want the child. You know what I mean? The kid has to suffer at the end of the day, because if the woman isn't financially stable to have the child and they can't get the abortion because it's banned, then the child has to deal with some type of, you know, they have to deal with poverty. They have to deal with a fucked up upbringing because their parents or their mom can't provide food on the table because they're not financially ready. Or another thing, when it comes down to mental health, if they're not mentally there, they're not mentally, you know, capable of having a child, then you have cases of women neglecting their children. You have cases of women killing their children. You have cases of women abusing their children. You feel me? So it's like, the child has to suffer through that. And that's not fair for the child. That's selfish as fuck for the child. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when they're going through it, are you gonna be there to support that? No, because we all have our own lives to deal with, and you have your own problems you have to deal with as well, right? And I know a lot of other people would say, oh my God, well give the kid up, go to, take him to, give him up for adoption, give him up for foster home, all that. Bro, do you know that foster homes neglect children too? Kids go through hell. People go through hell when it comes down to, you feel me, when it comes down to foster care and shit like that. A lot of kids don't have good experiences with that type of shit. And again, they have to go through a trauma with that shit. You know what I'm saying? The kid has to suffer again. And foster care isn't always the best thing. It's not always the goodest system to put them in, because a lot of shit happens in foster care that's fucked up. So it's just like, you gotta think about the factors like that and just think about it. Really, you know, liberate your game, you know, rethink that shit about banning that shit, because it's fucked up at the end of the day. And then this is the biggest thing. The biggest thing that I think a lot of people don't really, like, it gets way deeper than that too, bruh. I think people don't really discuss this situation a lot, often, when it comes down to banning this abortion shit, you feel me? Can you imagine how many high rates it's gonna be when women are doing abortions that's dangerous, doing it themselves, killing their children, or either going out the country to get abortions? That's a big risk in it itself, and I feel like banning abortions isn't gonna do no good. It's gonna do more harm, because I can't imagine if a woman really is going through some really hard shit, going through some hard shit, and they can't afford to go out the country and go to a doctor to get an abortion. They're gonna take matters in their own hands. They're gonna probably operate on themselves and do some fucked up shit that's gonna be dangerous to not only themselves, but also to the child. You feel me? So it's like, bruh, you gotta think about all those other factors, bruh. And for the politicians or whoever, all these niggas who banning it, let's be real, because if they want their kids to get, or their child, or the mother or whatever get an abortion, they're gonna let that happen, because guess what? They're higher up. They're higher up in the country, so they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. You know what I mean? The thing is, what's funny about this is that with politicians and all these other shits, they have that mentality of, if it don't benefit me, why should it benefit? If it don't benefit me, then it's not right. You feel me? And they're gonna do things that's gonna benefit them in the end. They don't give a fuck about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you gotta really think about that type of shit, bruh, because it gets really deep, bruh. It gets really deep. Like, I can't even imagine how many women will try to do abortion on themselves, bruh. Like, that's just a sad factor of it. And even then, some might even try to kill their kids, doing some shit to where they hit their stomach on something. Just so many different risks. You gotta think about what happens with that shit, bruh. You gotta think about the long run of it, bruh. Like, it's just crazy, bruh. But this video is really short, bro. That's just my stand on it, bruh. At the end of the day, bruh, it's time for us to protect our women, bruh, because it's not right to ban this shit. It's their choice. It's their body. They do whatever the fuck they want with their body. It's their life. You can't tell a motherfucker what to do with their life. Can somebody tell you? No. I'm pretty sure they can't. It's your life. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You feel me? So let the women do what they want to do. If they want to fucking get an abortion, let them fucking get an abortion. Simple. It's their rights to do so. It should be their rights to do so. Because you got to take consideration of all these different factors when it comes down to it, when they do end up pregnant and they don't want the child because of all these little different reasons. Just think about shit like that, bruh. I hope, hopefully with this type of statement, you feel, with my input about it, hopefully it could change a lot of mindsets about it. It may not be, you might be ignorant to the situation. Hey, you're the problem to why this shit is going down. You feel me? Use your voice. Let's reverse this shit. Luckily for me, I'm in California. You feel me? They allow that shit. They allow abortions. But for these other states, bro, y'all niggas are scummy for that shit, bro. That's fucked up. On my mama, that's fucked up, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, feel me? Support the women, bro. Support their rights, bro. Stick up for them, bro. Cause at the end of the day, they're the queens, bro. You feel me? On top of that too, my fault. That's one more thing I forgot to mention. And what if the victim is raped? My nigga, come on, bro. If they're raped, you want the woman to carry a fucking raped child, bro? Who the fuck wants to do that, my nigga? I think any woman in their right mind don't want to have a child that they got raped. No disrespect. They don't want to have a raped baby, bro. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child that I got raped by. I mean, have a child by a rapist. Because remember, that's a trauma. That's a psychological trauma that they got to go through as well. And they could bring that upon their child. You feel me? They could bring that upon their children. That shit, like, dude, you don't understand, bruh. That shit is crazy. It's so many different factors. Again, if she gets raped and she don't want the child, my nigga, are you gonna take care of it? No, you're not. Because people don't give a fuck. You feel me? Once a person, then you can fight for all the rights about pro-life. You feel me? But you're not gonna be there when the woman don't want it. You ain't gonna be there financially to take care of it. Many will probably, but not all. So it's just like, think about it, bruh. Think about it, bruh. You feel me? You know when something ain't right, and this situation ain't right, bruh. So come on, bruh. Stick up for the women, bruh. Fight for them, bruh. It's time for us to fight for them, especially us as men. It's time for us to do something about it, or speak about it, make videos, make this shit go viral. It is what it is. Let's try to do something about it. You feel me? Hope y'all enjoyed this video, bruh. I'll see you niggas in the next one, and I'm out, bruh.